Hey, we're Yumi at 6 and you're watching
Loudwire.
In comparison to anywhere else in the world, I don't know, I think it's America's, probably the main hub of music internationally. So I think you've really got to prove yourself when you come here. You can't just expect to walk into arenas or to adoring fans. You have to really work for it and you have to graft for it, and I think that's quite an exciting thing and quite an interesting challenge to do. So.
Something that we learned early on when we came to America. The first time we came, it was 2009. We did the Vans Walk Tour, and we were basically playing to not that many people, so we had to go out there and impress people by putting on a live performance that kind of made people kind of go, who's this band? Like, and really kind of capture it, and I think for us now this is like our 10th time back in America, and I think we've started to see people are actually kind of adjusting to what we've been doing over the amount of times they've come in here. So it's an interesting way of working, but I think it makes you work harder to kind of to impress people and make them to walk away from a show of ours and go, wow, I haven't seen something like that for a long time. They were very energetic, or it just sounded great, or it just was a great performance, so you have to just kind of make yourself stand out from the rest of them.
That's what we've been trying to work out for years.
Yeah, a really honest band. It was an honest rock band. I don't think we have any like fads or sort of like cliches about us. I think we're just
there's no tricks. We just
we're very accessible to people, I think.
The 5 mates that started a band together as mates and still are best mates today, and just tour the world playing music. And I think some bands, like whether they're put together or they're just in a band for other reasons to make more money or to stay in that band and sort of do things, we're in a band for simple, like for the love of it, basically.
I remember years ago saying we all sat in a practice room saying, oh, imagine if we could play to sort of a couple hundred people in America if they knew who we were, kind of thing. And now that's happening to us. We're thinking, my God, this is amazing. This is awesome.
I think people look at us as a band as well, and I think, as everybody said, I think we're real people, and you can tell that we're having fun with what we're doing. And sometimes with bands, you can look at them, they kind of look miserable, and you're kind of like, why do they look miserable? They're getting to go and do all this amazing stuff, and for us as a band, we've enjoyed it since day one. That's why we're still here doing what we're doing right now, and I think that comes across when we play a live show. They can see that we're having fun on stage together, even if it was just me and Matt pushing each other, just having a laugh, or giving a good quick slap, and all that, having a good laugh about it. I think it comes across and people kind of connect with that, just seeing that it's serious in a way, yes, so that we have to play good and perform well, but then we are just ourselves as well, and we're just normal guys just enjoying themselves playing music to people that actually care about music.
Well, this time around we rented a house in Los Angeles and did it with a guy called Neil Avron, and like before we've always sort of like done it on the blag or something's gone wrong and we've had to like go and do some mixes with other producers and like sort of freak out, but this time around it was like smooth sailing. We got on with Neil so well, and the whole thing was like just a pleasure to do, basically. I really enjoyed it. I think this it's the first album we can all safely say everyone really enjoyed doing, because there's been a few before where sort of a few things have happened with like different producers and mixes and stuff. But this time, like playing sailing, it was plus the house was pretty jokes.
We had a lot of fun making it, whether we were in the studio or when we had days off or whatever it was. We had great fun, and Neil Avron's one of these producers who just makes you want to be a better musician and a better songwriter, and he knows how to get the best out of you, and he does it in a way that isn't offensive. He doesn't force you to do anything. If you think the song's good enough, then he's going to question you, but he doesn't force you to do anything. But he makes you want to strive to make that song the best it can, and he's got this really cool way of doing it, hasn't he? And he's just a really humble, like lovely man. So.
And he's worked on things like mixed Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like he's like very talented guy.
He hides away all of his platinum records like in this room downstairs. He's not like one of these guys who's got an ego room where he's sort of like, you walk into his house and it's just all over everywhere. So like we had to ask him. We were like, where's the discs? We want to see them.
It's like, come on.
He's like, no. He's like almost not embarrassed about it. He's just like, he's such a humble guy. It's just
I think that was the the main thing that I found most surprising about working with somebody like him was it always felt like a level playing field.
Yeah.
And we've worked with other producers in the past where you feel like, as Dan said, they're sort of almost dismissing, you know, your role and what you do in the band based on what suits them at that moment in time. For example, we've worked with a few producers where they're mainly only keen on what I've got to say about one song, or what Max has got to say about one song, or whatever it may be. And what I really enjoyed with Neil was I could see that he cared just as much about every single drum hit or every single guitar or bass take as he did about the vocals or about the percussions or about the gang records. Everything. There was never a moment, a time where I thought, oh, he's just, you know, in autopilot mode or whatever, which was quite interesting. And then by doing that, it also made you, as Dan said, constantly want to raise your game, because if somebody after all those years is still fired up to make amazing records, you've got no excuses to be lazy, basically. So I think the musicianship in the band has definitely developed massively, but I think we've also all had to grow up and grow as individuals for it to work as a collective. I think I don't know whether the guys would agree, but I feel like I've become more patient. I think we've all had to become more patient, understanding of each other, and I think it's actually, I think the bands where internally they don't, the respect doesn't grow internally, that's when stuff starts collapsing. I think there's a real sort of, you know, I think I know these guys well enough now when to like say something to them and when not to, and vice versa, and I think that's quite important.
Same with this music as well then,
yeah.
It's sort of, you know, because we've been doing it for so long, you almost, you know what each other person's going to do when you start writing a song or when you're recording, and you just feel like you're all on the same page and all on the same wavelength. So it makes it quite exciting when you're writing. And yeah, but I mean, I think the main thing, the difference between the first album and this is just the fact that we were 15 and young and just writing whatever we wanted to write, or almost listening to other bands and being like, let's be like that, let's do this is cool, let's try that. You know, whereas this time around we're more trying to create our own sound and come up with something that we haven't done before and that kind of thing, try and push ourselves.
I think we're more open to listening, like when you're 15, 16, you try and imitate your idols, as Dan was kind of saying. You just kind of be like, I want to be this band, I want to be that band, where you're 24.
Plus you want your friends to like you as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Like, you want your friends who like Take Back Sunday and Brand New to like your band, so then you just rip off those bands.
Yeah. But now it's just like we're a bit more open to what we listen to. And for
we
me,
listen to a lot of different
we
styles
listen
of
to
music
so
too.
much different music now in our band. I think it really kind of brings it back to what we do, is because we take influence. For me, I've gone so backwards in the chain. I've gone back to listen to bands like the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Pink Floyd, and that's kind of really what I've been listening to recently, because it's like without those artists, the artists today wouldn't be who they are because of them.